Little Hope is the upcoming second episode in the 8th-part Dark Pictures Anthology horror series. It follows the first game of the series, Man of Medan, and standalone title Until Dawn by Supermassive Studios. Both games are based off folklore myths, so you may assume at first look that Little Hope follows the story of the Salem Witch Trials in the 1600s, which is generally thought of when mentioning witchcraft. However, the town of Little Hope, where the 4 students and their teacher are stranded, is based off of a town named Andover. The Andover Witch Trials are often overshadowed by the Salem Witch Trials, but Andover's history is deadlier, having more accused witches and executions than any other area. Located roughly 15 miles northwest of Salem Village, Andover began building in 1634 after land was set aside in Massachusetts for a plantation. Early colonists were incentivized to move to the area by the Crown in Great Britain, and by 1646, the town was officially named. The Salem Witch Trials began in 1692, and the hysteria spread to other towns and villages, including Andover. The town's atmosphere began to mirror the desperation and fear of the unknown in Salem through political unrest. Prior to the chaos, the leaders of Andover had their political powers revoked by the Crown in Great Britain, and the town's churches split into 2 groups and ideologies. The first accused Andover witch was Martha Carrier. She was a strong-willed woman who often spoke up for herself, contrary to the Puritan culture in Andover. She and her husband, Thomas Carrier, who was 7 feet tall, were seen as outsiders in the town. They were also inflicted by the smallpox disease. One day, she got into an argument with her neighbor, Benjamin Abbott. Little did she know that argument would seal her fate. Abbott fell sick and accused her of causing his sickness and also killing one of his cows. On May 28, 1692, she along with her sister, brother-in-law, and niece were arrested and charged with witchcraft. The familiar Salem Witch Trial story of young girls accusing adults of afflicting them with witchcraft was also used against Martha. She pled not guilty to her accusations, proclaiming these girls were lying about the witchcraft event. Additionally, her 4 children were accused of witchcraft and jailed. Her 18-year-old daughter, Sarah Carrier, was coerced into testifying against her mother. Martha maintained her innocence but was found guilty and killed by hanging. Her children were eventually released from prison. A man named Joseph Ballard also experienced the atrocities of the afflicted girls when he sought treatment for his ill wife. After requesting help from 2 afflicted girls, Ann Putman and Mary Walcott, to identify his wife's illness, they accused her of being a witch. The accusations of witchcraft continued to spread to more victims. By the summer of 1692, more than 40 Andover residents were accused of making a covenant with the devil. 2 other Andover residents were hung at this time. One of the individuals, Mary Parker, was convicted due to the touch test. In other regions surrounding Salem, techniques such as using a witch cake, a cake mixed with urine and ash and then fed to a dog, who in theory would reveal witches, was used for witchcraft discovery. The touch test forced accused witches to touch people who they were accused of afflicting with witchcraft. If their touch made the victim ill, they were assumed guilty. The touch test was exclusive to Andover. The touch test movement was led by Reverend Thomas Bernard, who rounded up all the accused in Andover and forced them into this test. Many of the young, afflicted girls in Andover used this touch test to manipulate guilt onto an accused person, immediately going into a fit of rage and confusion when touched. Before the hysteria ended, roughly 80% of the town's residents participated in the witch hunt. It ended shortly after the daughter of Reverend Francis Dane was jailed for witchcraft. Dane refused to join in the accusations of witchcraft and forced authorities to remove his daughter from jail. Along with having the most confessed witches, Andover also has the highest amount of children arrested. I'm excited that Supermassive Studios decided to choose this lesser-known piece of witchcraft history. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of twists and changes they add to the story to make it unique. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and share with a friend. Stay safe and have a good night.